Glad to see you all here. It's fantastic you're all here because you're in the right place at the right time, that's for sure. Um, this is where it's all going to happen, isn't it? I think in these places. So this evening, I'm especially looking forward to it because we've got one of the best of our leaders explaining Bitcoin for us. So make sure you get your pens and pencils handy and a notepad. I'm sure there'll be lots of information for us. Without further ado, I'll welcome Derek Tellis.
Thank you, Colin. Okay, guys, I'm just going to share my screen. Also, to let you know that this is a very vast subject, so I've tried to make it as easy and simple to follow. But what I recommend if you want to find out more is actually do your research and find out. There is a lot more information out there. But I've covered the basics here, and that's what I'm going to do for you. Just get it up for you. Here we go. Okay, what's it all about? Everyone's heard about Bitcoin. I know you've all heard about it, but probably some of you might not know much about it. And that's the key thing here. We're going to find out more about it. Let me just get this waiting room. It won't be a second. Okay, great. Okay, so Bitcoin, what's it all about? Well, I'm going to show you what it's all about. It's a simple, what I call electronic money, as opposed to, well, you know how you all have online bank accounts and you don't see your money. It goes between you and your the people you pay, etc., or the various accounts you have. Well, this is exactly the same, except you can't see it, and that's the main thing. So it is there, but it's there in a digital form. So I'd like to start off with why I'm actually going to be talking about Bitcoin today. From this month, Epic have allowed us to actually get discounts on our cycles. Each cycle is 4 weeks, and they've allowed us to get discounts on them. But the only way to actually get the discounts is to pay by Bitcoin. So the only thing that you can pay in the UK with dollars, dollars or credit card or debit card is the actual $134.99. And for the 2 cycles, 3 cycles, 6 cycles, and 12 cycles, you've got to pay with Bitcoin. So that's one of the reasons why we're showing this today. So then you can start thinking about whether you want to have a Bitcoin wallet in the future. Okay, so just going through it, on the 2 cycles you save 15%, which is $40.50. 3 cycles, which is the most popular one, you save 25%, and you save 101.24. On the 6 cycles, you save $242.98, and the best deal obviously is the whole year, which is $567 saved. So effectively, you're paying less for your membership as you go up this. So the higher you go, the less you pay, and the less you have to think about it. So what we're going to be talking about is Epic's change. Epic pioneers Bitcoin-only transactions. Authorship is so yesterday, so that's another thing. They require people to actually pay the amount on their own voluntarily. So there's no money that's going to be taken from any card or any account or anything like that. So if you miss a payment on the due date, they give you an email 5 days before, I think 3 days, and on the day, then you just become invalid for that time. So if you are due to collect any commissions, you won't get them for that week. So remember, we're weekly paid. So you need to make sure you keep on top of that. The actual dates are in your back office. When you log in, you can see the dates for both the membership and the IBO, which is 2 separate dates. It depends when you actually get your 3 people and go into the IBO phase. Okay, so what is Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is often described as a cryptocurrency, a virtual currency, or a digital currency. It's a type of money that is completely virtual. It's like an online version of cash. You can use it to buy products, services, but not many shops accept Bitcoin currently yet, and some countries have banned it altogether. However, some companies are beginning to buy into its growing influence. And in October last year, for example, the online payment service PayPal announced that it would actually be allowing its customers to buy and sell Bitcoin. So that's quite a big move because PayPal, one of the largest merchants in the world, is allowing that to happen. So Bitcoin is a consensus network that enables a new payment system and a completely digital money. It is the first decentralized peer-to-peer payment network that is powered by its users with no central authority or middlemen. From a user perspective, Bitcoin is pretty much like cash for the internet. And in some ways, it's more secure than your bank because the process to actually make a payment, which I'll cover later, will show you how many authorizations it has to go through before it's actually passed. And so what does Bitcoin do? Each Bitcoin is basically a computer file which is stored in a digital wallet, an app, on a smartphone or computer. You can have it on both, so you can have the wallet and the computer wallet on both, so they synchronize with each other. People can send bitcoins or part of Bitcoin to your digital wallet, and you can send bitcoins to other people's wallets. Every single transaction is recorded in a public list called the blockchain, and I'll explain a bit more about that as well. So why use Bitcoin? When the richest person in the world gives his support to a virtual currency, you know it's big business. Elon Musk has told users of an online social media app that he thinks the virtual currency Bitcoin is a good thing. And this was before he actually purchased several billion dollars worth of Bitcoin. So now you can actually buy a whole Tesla car with Bitcoin. His comments resulted in the value of Bitcoin rising significantly, so much so that a singular Bitcoin went from being worth $3,600 in March 2019 to more than 42,600 this week alone. So it's jumped quite a bit. So if you had a few Bitcoin or percentage of a Bitcoin, it would have gone up quite a few thousand%. Okay, so this just shows you the graph from 2016, how Bitcoin has gone up to 2021. So you can see how it's gone up, and then it went up quite high 2018, and everyone thought it was going to rise a lot, but it went right down. And this was good because a lot of people made purchases then. I actually got involved with Bitcoin about 5 years ago, and I'm happy I did. So what happens now, it's gone up quite considerably, and they say it's going to go up even higher. This is just showing where it is currently, and it's going to be a lot higher than that by the end of the year. So the thing is, when you buy Bitcoin, you buy it at the value it's at. So when you sell it, you sell it at the value it's at. If you're looking to make a quick buck or quick percentage, it's not the way it happens. It's got to be a long-term thing. So if you actually put money in and then wait a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, your money will have actually gained quite a lot of interest. So this is one of the wallets. This is the UK-based wallet. I recommend it for the UK. I've got about 12 different wallets for my Bitcoin. And the reason why is I was constantly trying to get the best one, the best type, and I just kept the ones I've got. But Wirex in the UK is probably one of the most used and the best one because it allows you to actually use 2 types of cards. It transfers your Bitcoin into different currency. You can swap it to different cryptocurrency all within the app as well. It's a payment card that makes crypto and traditional currencies equal. There's 0 exchange fees, which is important. Real-time point-to-point sale conversions, and up to 2% cryptocurrency rewards on all spending. So in other words, when I've used it, and I use it for all my Bitcoin that I've used to sign people up in Epic who haven't got Bitcoin wallets, they've actually given me rewards, which is their own tokens, which I then swap back to Bitcoin. So it's really good. You can use it with PayPal, etc. So from the UK point of view, I feel this is probably one of the best on the market. It's very, very versatile, easy to use anywhere. You just literally take your card out and you spend your Bitcoin in any normal way through MasterCard or Visa. So I've got one card of each. I've got the Visa and the MasterCard on that. Coinbase is another one. This is more of a worldwide one. It's very popular globally. It's an American cryptocurrency exchange platform that operates remote first without any official physical headquarters. So there actually is no office for them, whereas the Wirex is actually based in London. The company was founded in 2012 by Brian Armstrong and Fred Ersham, and as of March 2021 was the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the United States by trading volume. So it's quite a big platform. So again, they've just gone over to Visa as well just recently. So this is one I'd recommend for the for if you're global. You probably get it in most countries. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the website out on the actual YouTube video, and I post it into YouTube, and you'll be able to pick up the websites there. So what's blockchain? Blockchain is an essential and digital ledger of transactions that is duplicated and distributed across the entire network of computer systems on the blockchain. Each block in the chain contains several transactions, and every time a new transaction occurs on the blockchain, a record of that transaction is added to every participant's ledger. So there's proof that that transaction's happened. This is why they say this is safer than banks. In fact, some banks are going to start using the blockchain for their own money. The decentralized database managed by multiple participants is known as a distributed ledger technology. And what's important about this is where the transactions go. So your wallet is where you keep your digital currency, and the blockchain is where the exchange where the money or the Bitcoin go through before they go to the end user or the end person that you're paying. So this is how it works. A wants to send money to B. That could be a company, it could be a person, it could be for your Tesla. So A sends money, or Bitcoin. The transaction is represented online as a block. And then it goes to the network of computers. So computers are actually all running this. Those in the network approve the transaction. So generally they need 3 approvals by 3 separate people, and it's random. So it's not nobody has control over the actual signatures other than the people who are in that network, but they actually are randomly picked. The block then can be added to the chain, which provides the indelible and transparent record of that transaction forever. So that transaction is recorded and it's there forever. The only link to you is not by name, but by a digital sequence of numbers. Now, what's important about this is that when it gets busy, like the price going up or the price going down, there are millions of transactions going through this process. So when you decide to join up with Epic, you could be picking a time when it's very busy, and it could take up to 2 or 3 days sometimes for the Bitcoin to go through. When the transactions aren't that high, they're below several million, then, and this is by the way several million at any one time, then it goes through a lot faster. Within 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you can actually have it transferred. Now the beauty of Wirex, if I'm transferring Bitcoin to another Wirex customer, it's actually much faster, and the money moves from A to B, and this is how it works. So this is the way it works. So whenever somebody says to you, why is it taking so long, or why is it costing so much as well, because Bitcoin doesn't actually charge your wallet. People generally don't charge, but the charges come in from the blockchain for the amount of time it takes for the transaction to occur, and it's down to the people who are actually authorizing you. They work out some sort of formula, and sometimes it can cost as much as $8, $10 for each transaction. So again, it's something to be aware of. So for example, if you're joining Epic and you're using Bitcoin, it may be a situation where you have to pay slightly extra, and be aware of that, because if you don't account for that, you then have to send more money and pay the charges on that, and it could be only $2 or $3 that you've actually got to pay extra, you know, to cover the charges, and you haven't done, and then you have to actually pay, you know, the charges for that as well, for the second transaction, just to bring it up to date. So that's something to bear in mind. So thank you for attending today. Again, like I said, please go research as much as you need if you want to know more. I have an offer at the moment with Wirex. If anybody does use my link, we each get $5 added to our Wirex account. So I'll be putting those links into the YouTube. As this is quite a quick presentation, what I'll do now is open up for anybody to ask any questions. I can't say I have all the answers, but I will try my best. So let me just open up. Okay, anybody any questions?
What do you know about security of a wallet?
Yeah, the wallets are very secure, because you've actually got to just to get into it. First of all, this is another thing that's really important. You get a what they call a numeric code, not a numeric, what's it called? Forgotten what it's called now. It's a code of words, and the words mnemonic, I think it is a mnemonic code. There are a sequence of about 12 words, and they've got to be put in a certain order. And if you lose that, and ever you want to try and get back into your wallet, it could be quite serious. There was a case last year, I think, where somebody was paying people hundreds and hundreds of pounds per day to look for his laptop that he'd thrown away by mistake, because the code, the re-entry code was in there to get into his wallet. And I believe he'd had about, I don't know, 10 Bitcoin that he bought many years ago. And if you imagine each Bitcoin's worth, you know, $40,000-$50,000, that was a lot of money to lose. So if you lose that mnemonic code, then you actually can't get into your wallet. There is no one else in the world that can get into it either. So that's an important thing to bear in mind. So when you start going through the sequence, what usually happens is you're required to give ID in the form of passport or driving license. You're then required to verify your email address. You're then required also to verify via your phone with a digital sequence. So I reckon the security is better than the bank that you bank at. That's how good it is. But nothing's unbreakable. So, you know, there's always people trying to get people into people's wallets. So if you have your wallet on the computer or your phone, what I'd recommend, once you get over a certain amount, maybe 2 or 3 Bitcoin, is to put any extra Bitcoin. It would be good to have that many Bitcoin into an external wallet, which is not part of the network at all. So you can actually, and we'll talk about that later once people start earning or have got more than 1 Bitcoin in their wallet. Okay, so that's the security on that. Yeah, very secure. Any other questions?
Well, I think it's important what you said about every time you make a transaction, you pay the cost for this transaction. So they can, if you do small amounts, it can get quite expensive.
It could be expensive. It's better to do larger amounts. Yeah, definitely. And even if you're taking it out to put it into your, like with Wirex, you take it out to put it into my Visa card. I won't put a small amount and then another small amount. I'd rather put one big amount. So that's a good thing. Anyone here also already in Bitcoin?
I mean, yes, we do. I think my wife in this case is the expert. She's also doing with all the cryptocurrencies.
Okay,
She's the money lady.
Okay, brilliant. Good. So all the rest of you haven't really known very much. Okay, well, if you need any help with all that and you do want to look at the idea of getting into it, let me know. I deal with other currencies as well, but you know, you need to know what those currencies are and what happens with them, etc. And sometimes the same wallet doesn't hold the same currency. What I like about Coinbase is they do hold a good variety. But they have been known to have problems in the past, and that's my concern with them. But I think they've improved their security and everything else. They used to have a bit of a challenge. They used to shut down every now and then, so you couldn't do anything. But I think it's improved now. Okay. I think we're there. No one else any questions? No? Bianca, you all right? Did you hear that all?
Yep, I'm here, and I have been also involved in Bitcoin since 2015. Lost a lot of Bitcoins back then with fake platforms,
Oh dear.
but
Yes.
there's a evolution that has taken place in the Bitcoin space. So much more security and much more, with the two-factor authenticator and all these things.
Yeah.
So
Makes a
and
difference.
also the extreme, process of identifying yourself. So yeah, I it evolved.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fingers burned, but I'm 100%
Good.
comfortable with Bitcoin.
Good. The other
Thanks.
thing also to bear in mind, everyone plus Bianca, thank you, is that because it's worth a lot of money, there are a lot of scammers out there. If you ever get a third-party person asking you to handle your Bitcoin for you, don't ever get involved in that, ever, ever, ever. Because normally what they do is they take your Bitcoin and then it vanishes and they vanish and you never see it again. And what they do is they also put up a fake website where you actually go into it and it looks like an authentic website or wallet, and it isn't, because they actually say that they'll actually set the wallet up for you. And then what they do is they say put the Bitcoin in there. Once you've done that, that's it, you'll never see it again. So these are the type of things that go on, it's like anything, it's like money as well. People are always trying to get it. And because one Bitcoin is worth so much, I think, what is it worth now? I know it was going up a bit earlier on. Just to give you an idea, 58,497,000 one Bitcoin. That's at the current value now. So and a few months ago it was not even 10,000 per Bitcoin. So the value is actually quite hard. So, but yeah, that's it really. That's all you need to know, the basics. There is a lot more to learn if you want to learn it. But if you're just using it to pay your membership and also collect, I believe I heard that they're going to pay in Bitcoin as well, or offer that opportunity, and I think I will take it because I know that I've had Bitcoin sitting in my account, not even trading, and it's gone up quite considerably just with the Bitcoin going up, so that's good. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, and I'd like to say good night. Have a good evening. I think there's a presentation on Sunday. And then Monday we're back with the getting started presentation for all the new people who are signing up. Okay, anything else you want to add, Bianca?
Nope, all
No.
good, thanks.
No. Okay, good. All right then. Good night,
Bye.
everyone. Good night.
Thank you, Derek.
Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.